It's moving this time.
Hey!
We in business. We need an engineer so bad.
Ugh.
Yeah, technology's not always on our side, you know.
No, it's not. It's having it's I don't even know anymore. Maybe it's just not meant for us. Maybe we are pushing it by
That's it.
asking too much.
And you know, the thing is, Sha, like right before we started this episode, on God, I was like, yo, let me try this new thing out. And like, I feel like you're right. Like, I pulled my technology hamstring. Like, that was as far as I could go.
Yep.
And I should have known my place.
Yeah, man.
It's on me.
You flew too close to the sun. I get it.
That's it. That's it. It happens to the best. We was over here talking about like losing mobility. Nah, like I've lost mental mobility a long time ago.
I mean, it counts. It
Yeah.
counts. I'm there as well. Of just like I was, I was listening to someone talking. It was one of my students in my stand-up class, and he was going through his jokes, and I lost the thread of what he was talking about. Like
Mhm.
I got confused by something, and then after that, for a minute, everything he was saying was just words. Like I could hear individual words. They didn't connect with the word before. It was just
Okay.
words. And I was like, just sitting there very quietly, looking like I was taking notes, thinking, am I having a stroke right now in the middle of my class? What is he talking about? And then
Mhm.
he took a pause and then he started the next sentence and then everything made sense from that point on. But there was a second there where I was like, I don't know if he's saying anything. And I'm sure he is. He's a very smart man, very verbose, but what? What did he
It
say?
I cannot tell you how many times like my daughter is explaining something to me and she'll be like, yo, you still with me, Dad? And I didn't think it would start this early, but like, yo, she regularly has to be like, am I going too fast? I'm like, are you 14? Okay. Like, not even you 13, I think. Are you 13? 13. Yeah. Why are you doing this to me already?
Because you need the question to be asked.
Yeah.
You
Admittedly,
s-
the fact that I needed to like remember her age is a problem. So yeah.
yeah.
I get it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. People see it. They see it on you. Even if you can't see it yourself, they see it. They're like, let me check in. Let me just
Yeah.
check in with this person.
I'm trying my best. And I could still learn anything. I just can learn it a lot slower.
Yeah, just slow down.
That's it, you know? I used to be like peak, you know, but like now the engineering has moved past what I'm capable of. So I can still take the data, but like slow it down, you know?
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
Shot, this is a big week for us too. This is I believe our 2-year anniversary of the pod.
it is, isn't it?
Yeah. We've been doing
Wow.
episodes, yo.
That's wild.
Gang gang. We used to be stuck in rooms, now like we're in rooms by choice.
Yes.
Uh
Yeah, by
Made it a long
choice.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for the
Now
most
people are
part.
learning. Yeah, people are realizing this is just our personality.
Yes, right. Yeah, I'm sure you guys thought early on these 2, they need to get some fresh air. But we have it now and we're still like this.
No, do people ask me, "Hey, y'all gonna have guests on the show?" No, we don't want to talk to a lot of people.
Nobody wants
This is
this.
this is this is all we needed. That's it. It works.
Yeah.
Our heads are clear. We're happy.
Right. Also, can you imagine the technology situation if we gotta add a third?
We've tried. It has not worked.
Yeah, it's not, sometimes you don't need a threesome, everyone.
That's it. It's not
Sometimes
for every occasion.
it seems like it's a good idea and it is not because you don't have all the machinery available.
I would actually suggest you usually don't.
Yeah,
Okay?
usually, yeah.
You usually don't.
Yeah.
Threesomes are all about ambition and dreams, but actual reality, they don't really function. Uh,
He said
near-
threesomes are all about ambition.
yeah,
Oh,
it's just
boy.
hubris. It's all it is. It's like you think you're able to do all things, but you're not actually thinking about A, the logistics, and B, is this even enjoyable? It's just in your head that it
Yes,
sounds
it's
great.
not. It's not, yeah, it's not enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's not
At least
enjoyable.
At least not at the rate of the additional work,
That's true. And
you
also if
know?
you're it depends on how you throw a party. How do you throw a party? Do you
Mm.
just throw some chips on the table and then go, "Okay, everybody for themselves, bring whatever it is you want to drink," or are you going around checking on people, making sure they're doing okay? That's gonna determine the tone of the threesome, really.
Agreed,
If you're,
agreed.
you know, uh, I don't know if throw one bag of chips on the table guy is gonna be that attentive in a threesome.
I brought cups, we good?
Yeah,
Let's go.
right, yes. Not even any food. Like, what?
Oh, man. I had somebody bring cups, when they asked to stay in my house for a week, like, they were like, "Yo, my mom said don't come to people's houses empty-handed." I like, "You brought plastic cups. I live here." Like, "Yeah, you didn't need that. That's empty-handed." What you thought was the situation? We weren't partying for a week. You said you was coming to town. You needed a place to stay. I let you stay here for a week. The plastic cups wasn't like the smoothing it over or a
Yeah,
gift. This isn't a nice gesture. It
yeah.
actually confirms how little you thought of the favor that I did.
Right, either that
But
or you don't actually know how to live, or
yeah,
at least I now see how you live.
yeah. Like I don't
'Cause
think you're visiting. I think you live here for a week because you don't have any other place to live. If you have plastic cups as your like,
well,
yo, here,
no,
this is what you
or
need.
you're just the kind of person who has plastic cups. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Who doesn't like to wash dishes. So if you're like, "Well, if I'm staying with them, I'm probably gonna be a drain on their plastic cups because you think that's how everybody lives. Everybody's here eating off of paper towels, and I mean, I do, but I
Hey,
also have plates, but,
I
so
did
if you're
appreciate the lack of dishes he added. You know,
right, yeah, I mean,
considering
that's
how long he was there, yeah, I can't front. He didn't really add to the dishwasher like rotation.
mhm. So
Yeah,
maybe that's what he was thinking? I don't know, I definitely went through a plastic cup time where I was just like, "Yeah, I don't like washing out cups, so I'm just gonna use these plastic ones."
yeah, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah,
We
and
did it. We
I
did it here because the kids kept breaking cups.
sure, yes, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, we did it for like 2 years because they fingers they were like overconfident in their ability to hold mugs,
Right.
and yeah, just stuff kept getting chipped.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I was a 35-year-old woman, but having kids, that makes sense. I was just lazy. That was my problem.
Yo, that's really like it's really hitting me. Like I'm realizing now, like he ate all his food outside. Like he
Yeah.
would like go chill on the stoop. Like he really didn't make a mess in my crib. Yo, you can stay whenever you want, homie. Uh,
Yeah, because I guess your sink was busy. So,
yeah.
because he probably normally eats over the sink. I
Yo,
de
that's straight up. He would go like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go eat," and he wouldn't leave. He would just sit on the stoop and just eat in front of us. I was like, "Okay,
in a way, it's very sweet, but in a way,
yeah,
it's like, okay, you do have to grow up at some point. What happens if you have somebody over to your house? You know what I
yeah." Just
mean? That
inviting
kind of
everyone out to
stuff.
the stoop.
Yeah, that kind of thing seems fine until one person comes over and just turns their head to the side like, "Huh, so this is what you do, huh?"
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
then
could see
then
that being
it's,
a deal breaker.
yeah, yeah.
You know, I remember that like dating app that like it was all the men they couldn't they had like profiles, but all the profile details were input by women who had dated them before.
Oh, no, is that real?
Yeah, I don't know if it's around anymore, but like men's profiles were fully details of other people. So like it'd be like uh well mannered, great restaurant selection, love his
Mhm.
style, great shape. And like if other women confirmed it, it would like be voted up
Oh,
in the
wow.
profile. So like if you dated a lot, you had a lot of references of like what you did well, but you didn't know who like, did it, and it was just out there. What was
That's
trippy is like you didn't even need to like apply to the app. Like I had a profile, I was married, but like girls who had dated me put a profile of me in
Oh,
the
so
thing.
this was women who rated the men.
Right.
dating
But
them.
right.
I
And then if you seen it?
I remember talk of this as an app. I didn't think it was a dating app. I thought it was just like a beware. I mean, like, I guess like a supplement to the dating apps. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if you found a dude on it, you would look him up maybe on this other app and then see what people who had dealt with him had to say.
Mm.
How
Yeah, no, it was out there.
how'd you do?
I was good. I was in like the eights in the eight range. I was like an 8 point something,
Okay.
you know? And I figured that's a strong eight because they was going on for memory. I was like 7 years out the dating game. Now I was like 5 years married, like that's a
Right.
good rep when like either that or like my memory grew better with age. Like one or the other. But like they thought of me fondly. I was like, oh, this is really sweet to these people.
That's
They
good.
took the time to rate me. That says a lot. Like,
Mhm.
I was 7 years back. Somebody might bump into this guy. He was good people. Let me put this out there. You know,
Yeah.
it was solid memories. I was like, oh, this is cool. But yeah, it sounded like the only thing it was like frugal was the only one that was like funny style because like it could mean cheap. You know,
That's what it means.
I
That's what
thought
it
it meant
means.
like business shopping and shit.
Not
And I was
not when we're talking about dating. Frugal is a
dating.
very
Okay,
sweet way of saying that you're cheap.
but
You're
but see
cheap.
that's the
No,
thing,
but you're not just that you're cheap, but that you will look for things that are inexpensive and you can't be budged.
right?
Frugal is a
So
choice. Saying cheap is just like, this guy, he's just a cheapskate. But frugal means it's with intention.
yeah, because I noticed that. Because I will say they had cheap as one of the descriptors. I didn't get
Uh-huh.
cheap. I
Right.
got frugal. So
Right.
I was like, okay, that's a choice there. So
Yeah.
like they saw the options. It's like, nah, this is the right word.
Yeah, he's
Uh
not cheap. Cheap is not necessarily with malice, but just like, he's not he just doesn't want to pay for nothing. Um, but frugal means he found a spot that was inexpensive and he was proud of it. And I
hell
think
yeah.
that is, yeah,
We talked
that,
about it on a date, I'm sure. She was
yeah,
dope.
that's probably also what
Lean and
led to
shit.
frugal. Oh
Got
boy.
18 chicken wings. It's crazy,
Yeah, he probably
And
drove out of the way to go to some place that was inexpensive and talked about it the whole time.
hell
Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
got creative date, so I would do like interesting shit. Um, my sex was rated as better than expected, but not necessarily good. You know what I mean? Like I thought
Wait,
that was dope.
you
I
thought
thought that was awesome. Like maybe they thought it was gonna be a 3 out of 10. I ended up being a 4 out of 10. I'm just ahead of the curve.
better than expected. I mean, honestly,
I
that's
think that's
great. That's
it's great. I'll
that's
take it.
fantastic. I don't know if I want to see. Honestly, I don't want to see what anyone has to say about any time with me. That you're brave to even look. I don't want. I don't want to know the reviews. I don't want to know. I don't want to hear the like, y'all chopping it up at the end of the game. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to know stats. I want none of it. No. Better than expected though is
Straight up.
wild.
The data was there, yo. It gives you stuff
That's
to work on.
yeah, I guess. I guess. Um yeah, I feel like I would just pull myself out. I mean, I have pulled myself out of the game. So I'm like, nah, I wouldn't say I've retired, but I definitely am not driving by. I'm not driving by the courts anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I'm
the other
not
thing.
looking longingly at the field. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, because I was like reading and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can live up to this anymore. Like I'm out the
Yeah.
game. I'm out of
Yeah.
practice, B. It
Yeah.
goes downhill for a bit. But yeah, no, it was an interesting like approach to dating.
That's
I was impressed.
that is wild.
Yeah. It was I don't think it exists anymore because like the idea initially was like for women's empowerment, like
Right.
because it allowed them to learn about the men and they had to be the initiator
Right.
of the interactions. Men could
Mhm.
only like get a profile and even then like they had to like a woman had to co-sign them or there had to be an active profile for you to claim.
Gotcha.
Like
Okay.
someone had to you couldn't just like throw
Someone
your
else
name
would
up.
have had to have made one for you or make
Yeah,
one, and then you can come through and go, "Hey, that's me."
right, exactly. 'Cause I mean, people are talking about you. You want to do that, and
Right.
in theory, people would want to date or not date you.
Mhm.
Um, but I think like it got so as like my stuff. Thankfully, like the people I've dated are like good people.
Mhm.
So the stuff they were saying was like informative, but like lighthearted.
Mhm.
But there was some stuff that was like gangster. So you do that too many times and people were saying like, hey, like this is just like the inverse of what women have been dealing with. Uh and too many sensitive dudes was like, yo, we gotta cut this app, shut it down. Uh
Right, sure.
we can't deal with this. And eventually it got clipped. But I thought the idea was dope. Admittedly, I'm not dating, so I'm
Right.
not concerned as much. I just thought it was cool entertainment. But
Right, yeah, you got no
yeah.
stakes. You don't have any skin in the
Yeah.
game anymore, but, for those that do, I guess they probably were labeled cheap and not frugal, and they're like, "We gotta shut it down." I don't
Get up
need to
out of here,
know.
B.
Yeah, I don't need to know their opinions of me.
Yeah, B.
Ugh,
Get
yuck.
creative on date night, baby. No, there's good stuff out there. There's a lot of parks. You
Is that
know,
what you were doing? What were you doing?
I would do a few things. I would look for interesting free things to do this weekend.
A
But
word frugal?
but check it though. I would look for those things in other cities, right?
Okay.
So like I would look for it in the neighboring city. That way,
Mhm.
like the excursion would be part of the date. So like
Mhm.
I don't know, I feel like like you're willing to like accept the slightly like the curve is different because it's an adventure already. So now like if I take you to a park, this ain't like your regular park, it's the park in Philly, you know?
Okay,
And like you
alright.
ain't there every day. So now like it looked different, like when I take you to the free museum in Philly, I took you to Philly. I took you to another city. I took you to another state, so it changes the whole like grading curve,
Okay,
right?
okay.
And then the same thing when I get you like a cheesesteak, yeah, it's only $7, but we don't get cheesesteaks every day. So like little things like that like would change the curve. And then I would build in like one local like pop culture thing that those cities had going. So like in Philly, I would look for because it's like an equally like big city like New York. So I knew like I could count on museums for
Mhm.
like stuff like that. Or I would look for pop-up markets and shit like that,
Okay.
that other places would have that were like culturally significant to that city, but to New York would look like a small thing. But traveling to the cute thing that they're doing in the city, it becomes a moment, and the whole date will cost like $60.
Okay, I
You know,
wanna it was fun. I don't need a price point. I'm glad you knew the
yeah,
price point, but you don't have to
but
tell
it
me.
feels cute. Like it's like, yo, we went out over here. Like for example, there's a city in Pennsylvania called Williamsport.
Right.
Right, you go to Williamsport. It's a little city compared to New York, but it's the home of the Little League World Series.
Okay.
So they have like this one cultural event that makes the city relevant for like 4 weeks.
Mhm.
So you could go there on an off week, and now you could take pictures at all of these cute little things that normally like are there's huge lines during those 4 weeks. They're not a big deal during the in comparison to like going to Yankee Stadium. But when you travel to it, it's cute. And you get
Right.
like real access to it. Like they got like there's like a center court of that city where they have like statues of the little kids in each baseball spot. Like there's a catcher with a batter in the home
Oh,
plate.
right, yeah.
So like you could like literally touch them and take pictures. They ain't letting you
Mhm.
do that at Yankee Stadium, okay?
No, yeah, right, yes,
So
that's
we could
true.
like legit take cute pictures with the things, and like it's a moment. And then you in like
Mhm.
this cute little Rory Gilmore town, you could and
I
like shit like
still you don't pull them out every day, but every once in a while you pull out a Gilmore Girls reference, and I'm like, Why? Why do you know that?"
exquisite writing, okay? I appreciate good work,
Okay.
okay? And secretly I want to retire in a place like that.
Oh,
Like
man.
I think it's cool. I could drive to New York. when I need to do stuff, but, like, I'm
Mhm.
still, like, in an affordable house, and I can give Gabby her yard.
Right.
So I think that works, and I have the illusion that they still have it looks like they still got corner stores. They're just
Uh,
different stores, but they have
it's
stores.
a different situation, yes, but yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if I'm in the community, I could be like, "Yo, this is beautiful. I need Lucy's and chopped cheese,"
Okay, yeah,
and
no.
they could, like, work that out for me.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, where they were getting chopped cheeses in Stars Hollow. I don't
Yeah.
think, that was really happening, but I don't
I don't think
know.
they are, but I
Yeah,
think, like, if I move in and I'm like, "Yo, I'm a regular," and they see how consistent my bodega shopping is, they'll
mhm,
adjust. You know, that's a custom and need now,
uh-huh.
you know? So,
Okay,
I think I
alright.
can make that a thing there in, like, one deli, but I could convert.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
I think I love how positive you are that there are things like delis and stuff just available everywhere. That is a little bit of New York that you're like, "But I mean, like, that's universal, right?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, it's not.
How can where do
It's
people go?
not. It's a completely different lifestyle," but I love that you're holding on to that one thing is like, "Look, I mean, I guess y'all do whatever you do, but I mean, our delis are the same, right?" And I'm like, "No, that's
How can they
not."
where do you get food? Like,
You go to a grocery store and you get food, or you go to different shops or whatever, but the way that you see it, it if you were to walk into a sandwich shop, it's a
right?
sandwich shop. It's not like, necessarily what you think of as a deli. Also, there are deli parts of grocery stores where you get, a sandwich, but it is part of, like, not just a grocery store in the New York way, but a supermarket. So, like, when you think of a big grocery store here in New York,
Yeah,
but in a corner, there's a place where you can get sandwiches, right? But that
okay.
is not like a corner store situation. That's like people are driving and loading up groceries for, like, the week or whatever, and then maybe you get a sandwich, but
But I got I don't know, I have a lot of questions there. Like, don't your cold cuts get dry?
what do you
Like
mean?
when you like if you buy like how much like sliced turkey can you buy for the house? And
What
like
do you make the sandwiches at home.
right, but then like it gets dry. That's why you don't buy a lot. That's why you usually
No,
get
don't
them at the
you
store.
no, don't you is it not wrapped up in plastic for you? They
It
come in
is.
right, and then you put it in the fridge?
Yeah, you got like a 6-day like shelf life before like the edges start getting like drier. It's still edible, but it's not the
Right.
same experience. I don't want
Yeah.
that. I want like, yo, make my sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, are you not going to eat 6 days worth of turkey in 6 days?
Yeah, but it's still not the same. Like it's like
No. This is wild to me, but yeah, like, this bespoke, "I need a sandwich every day, I need someone to make a sandwich for me every day" thing is
yeah.
is a little bit like royalty, and I'm like, "Nah, just make your own damn sandwich." Like, what are you talking about making someone make your sandwich? They're not even, like, difficult. That's why it's wild to me that someone's like, "I gotta go and get them to make me a sandwich every day." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Bruh, you don't have a fridge and a knife and mayo at the house? What are you talking about?" That's insane. Don't you have shit to do? Who has time to go and make some I don't know. That's just me. And that's like, even with having to go to lunch or if you go to lunch or whatever, like the idea, like there not being a moment where you just make your sandwich at home and you bring it with you to work and then you just eat that and then you just eat your sad little sandwich or whatever it was you made Dagwood style and then go on about your business is wild.
That is no. It's such a different experience. No.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's because everything goes through that store for you,
Yeah.
and that's not the case because 'cause you're just walking to that and getting a thing, and then it's like an extension of your house, but you also live in a small spot, and you everything's within walking distance. That's not the case a lot of places. You're gonna get into your car, you're gonna drive 2 country miles? To some place to get a sandwich made? Nah. get the shit, go into town, get all the stuff you need, and then you make it as you go. You make your meals as you go, including your sandwich.
Nah, that's
The
heartbreaking.
look on your face is killing me. You're just like, what?
That's just crazy to me. It doesn't taste like, part of the reason I feel like it tastes better is that like it was just cut. Like the oxidation didn't hit both sides of the meat,
Okay.
you
All
know?
right, Bill Nye, the sandwich guy. Look, I hear you, but also that's insane. So just I just want you to know that I understand where you're coming from, but also that is such a small way of viewing it. And I love that that is the one thing where you're like, well, that's universal, right? And I'm like, I can't.
It has
No,
to be.
no,
How have we
that's
not like
not.
all agreed on that? Like that should be like
Yeah.
basic
Uh,
standard living.
I'm like, have you not seen any pop culture where there are construction guys with those hard helmet looking lunch boxes that they open and they got a sandwich on the, like, there's a reason that's in like movies, because that's what people do.
But I
I
thought they
mean,
ordered the sandwiches from the
no,
store.
they made they made their own stupid
That's
sandwiches.
crazy. Everybody I grew up with, like we brought lunch from home. If
Hmm.
you brought a sandwich, you bought it from the corner store the day before.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, like my dad owned, like it was like us like it was everybody that like whose father owned the deli. We got our sandwiches the night before. And then everyone who didn't have a dad who owned like a deli, we bought the sandwiches in the morning. And you would
Y-
put it in a little lunch box, you would go into class. If not, you didn't have sandwiches.
Right. Yeah. That's wild. And maybe it's because your dad owned the deli that that just seems like the norm to you, like that's what
Yeah.
you grew up with, but no. No, that's not it at all.
I had a I know in
That
fourth grade, there was so many of us that owned delis. It was the first time I thought, like, I don't know who the customers are. Like 6 kids in that class, like their father owned the deli. So like everybody just came in with sandwiches, like rolled up.
Yeah, no, that is not the norm at all. Once I was able to hold a butter knife and spread bread on my own, my mother was like, "Make a sandwich." Like like you just learned how to make your own sandwiches.
I'm not against it. It's just not the same experience.
I
You can make
know, I
sandwiches at
know.
home too. Times get rough, you know?
Times get rough. That's
Oh
not
yeah.
rough. That's just time.
It's, it's a whole
Times
different
get rough.
experience.
You can cook your own food. I mean, we all struggle. What is that? Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, if I'm consistently making like my own like sliced bread sandwich, something's wrong. Like I'm going through it. Nah, be that is the like the bare minimum. I literally call it the bare bones.
oh
Like, that's
wow.
what I
Okay.
call it.
All right. Well, when you make that move to North Carolina, let's just pick up this conversation then and see how that goes. How that goes when you're walking down windy, dark ass streets looking for a place for someone to make you a sandwich every day. Because that's how you grew up.
Hell yeah, it's gonna happen, Sha.
That's
Where there's a need, there's a businessman that's gonna solve it.
You know
And
what? I have a friend whose parents didn't really make her sandwiches, so she doesn't like them.
mm,
She just didn't grow up with a sandwich. She grew up with like a meat and three, a meat and three,
okay,
and three. So that's all she would eat. So when we would go grab lunch we worked together and we would grab lunch, she was just like, nah, I'm good. I don't really like sandwiches. And I thought she just didn't like sandwiches from that spot, but it turned out she didn't like sandwiches because she didn't grow up eating them.
that's madness.
Yeah. And I was like, that's interesting. And I'm like, so what? Like, how did that work for lunch or whatever? But you just got whatever the school lunch was, and
But that was usually sandwiches.
no, 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 not not for me, school lunch was rarely sandwiches.
Wow.
Yeah, no, there was pizza, there was chicken fried steak, or there was, maybe some bootleg lasagna or spaghetti or something, but
Huh.
it wasn't sandwiches. Yeah.
All through high school, I ate bacon cheeseburgers, I think, every day.
Oh,
And,
shit.
yeah. And junior high school was heroes for sure.
Alright, that's just another sandwich.
Yeah.
I think we just got to the root of the sandwich obsession. It's just all you know.
It's a core part of my life. I don't know how people.
Yeah, I see. I see now. I see
It's the
now.
perfect meal. You can eat it on the go. You can eat it with one hand. You can make it decadent if you want. You could like feel luxurious eating a sandwich just by deciding what's in it. You could also change the bread to make it feel better. You can make
I
it healthy.
I mean, I
It's
could take or leave a sandwich. To me, a sandwich is like, all right, eat this because it's lunchtime or whatever. But
we
it's
don't
not
eat the
all.
same sandwiches.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't like a lot of stuff in my sandwich. So I usually don't go to get them made, because when I do, I get a third degree of just like, what about this? What about this? You don't want this? What about this? How about this? Are you sure you don't want this? And I'm like, if you don't just give me my meat, bread, and cheese and heat that up a little bit for me, that's it. That's all I want. I don't need all the extra shit. So, I'm like, if I'm that way, I should just go ahead and make them at home. But yeah, even if they were extravagant, I would probably still do that at home.
Wow.
And I've been places where I've enjoyed, what their sandwich is or whatever, but it's never on my mind like that. The way it is always on your mind. It
Oh
is
yeah.
not on my mind. You are literally like a comic strip character. The way you dream about sandwiches.
That's just the first thing I look up when we travel it. Like, okay, what's the
Uh,
local sandwich spot? See what they got going on over here. Try some new. I'm going to Boise in a couple weeks. I'm looking it up already. Like, what's the sandwiches I'm gonna have on Tuesday?
oh,
See what they
wow.
got popping.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Yep. All right. I mean, you made it this long. You can't change it now, but
it's
it is
working.
fascinating to see. And I can't wait until you are in a place where these are not the norms and you're just standing in the middle of the town going, "What?"
That's gonna be how my story ends. It's gonna be me starting a sandwich chain at like 60. You know,
Probably. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
Oh my
vision.
god.
Let's get into the news.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Can I even reach my laptop? I got so much going on in here, everybody. I'm really
Kicking things off in my own heart's desire thing. I kind of like this. McDonald's will have adult Happy Meals this October. That's right. For a limited time only, Happy Meals aren't just for kids. McDonald's teamed up with the fashion street wear brand Cactus Plant Flea Market to release an adult meal box, complete with a classic character toy. One day you ordered a Happy Meal for the last time, you didn't even know it, McDonald's said on its Facebook page.
Oh, wow.
Yo, that got dark, yo.
I know. Jesus. Damn, son.
Yo, that was some like Toy Story 4 energy
I
right there,
know.
yo.
Like, okay, I guess I did.
But the fast food giant's up and coming campaign will give adults a chance to revisit a part of their childhood. Starting this Monday, running through the 30th, McDonald's will offer the Cactus Plant Flea Market Meal Box, where adults can get a taste of childhood nostalgia. The box comes with the meal and a classic McDonald's character, Grimace, the Hamburglar, Birdie, and newcomer Cactus Buddy. Cactus Plant Flea Market fans can also win merchandise by participating in sweepstakes through the McDonald's app. Uh, this isn't the first time McDonald's has teamed up with the big pop culture names to boost sales. In 2020, as you know, they teamed up with Travis Scott and marketing his favorite meal, the quarter pounder fries and Sprite. That is really like very average as a meal. But yeah,
I mean, but so is a Happy Meal, which is why I was like, what did they do special to it? And it's just you get a classic toy.
yeah,
I mean, I've been ordering Happy Meals this whole time.
Really?
If that's all that I want.
Huh.
You know what I mean? Like if all I want is just like a little snack or something, I'd do fine with a hamburger and some small fries and a little juice box just to keep me moving. You know what I mean? Because I had a job where I had to drive around a lot, like until early in the morning,
Yeah.
and at a certain point, that's kind of all. Those were my only choices, and so I was like, well, I'm not gonna. I don't. I still have to ride around, so let me just fucking get a little Happy Meal.
That's what's up.
And I don't know why McDonald's had to get so dark and just be like, you're an adult now. Nah, man. I'm an adult, which means I could eat exclusively Happy Meals. You know what I mean? Like,
No one's stopping me. Okay.
yeah. So I was just like, all right, what makes an adult? Do you get like a mini, like an airplane vodka or something?
That'd have been
Like a
fire.
little, yeah, like let's make it adult.
Hell yeah, yo. McFlurry's twisted. Let's get it. Let's go. Hell yeah.
But I mean, I guess if it's just because I get a grimace, then that counts too.
Nah,
Does it
dude.
even still come in the foldable thing, or is it because I don't know if they're still putting it in a little foldable thing. I've only gotten them in bags lately,
Right.
like
Nah, I've
bags with
gotten the
little
foldable ones.
puzzles and shit. But whatever.
The Pokemon ones came in foldable ones. I actually kept one because I
Okay.
got most of the cards and like it kind of matches the look. So like, for like a collectible, because my son got one too, but he's gonna mess it up. So like I'm
Mhm.
hoping to be like 10 years later, be like, haha, like here's a pristine one that you'll appreciate now that you're not a kid and then you won't butcher it. But yeah, I got that whole thing. They do it on occasion. I'm big on this. I feel like they def missed an opportunity. They could have gone sex toys. That would have been adult,
Oh Lord,
you know.
look. The
Um,
line at McDonald's is long enough as it is, and then you still have to answer the question: boy or girl. You want a
mm,
boy toy or a girl toy? Yeah,
hey,
there's still that.
they could be
Which
progressive too. Like it'd be like you get some day toys, get
I
some
mean,
options in there.
I guess so. I mean, at this point, I feel like it's just pick a color. Like,
Yeah,
what
it should just
color
be
of a
whatever you
thing do you
into.
want? But then I don't want to get stuck with a little mini fleshlight.
Yo,
You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I don't want them to guess at what kind of toy to give me.
and I've never understood why the fleshlight isn't both.
Why it isn't both?
Yeah, like for
Because it
versatility, like it's like you should
because
be able to.
it looks like a mag light, like one of those big flashlights.
Right, but,
So
like, you
it's
should
very
also be
thick.
able to take the top off, and then it be, like, for your partner.
On either end?
Yeah, like, one
Well,
end is for you to insert
uh-huh.
when you're alone, and then, like, when you out of town and the missus is home, she should be able to take the other side off.
Because you shouldn't be sharing your fucking toys.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm just saying
That's one. And also,
uh,
it's a different mindset. I
okay.
feel like and maybe attitudes have shifted. Definitely have shifted around toys in general, in the general populace. But as far as individuals,
Yeah.
some people feel a way about someone else being able to like using toys.
Okay.
So I feel like a person who's using a fleshlight, that is their relationship with that thing alone.
Mm,
And they don't want to share that thing, the physical thing, with someone else.
okay. That's fair.
I think that's it. And that's just judging by the kind of, because I was working at the porn store when the fleshlight was introduced.
Yeah.
And judging by the the questions that we got on the phone about the new product, I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, this is definitely this is a step in an interesting direction." Like, "Oh, okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
I
This
don't
is
I know one guy with one. I know more
mhm.
guys with one, but I know one guy that, like, was comfortable saying he has one.
Right.
And so I think there's a difference there, like, yeah, uh,
Mhm.
but yeah, I get that. I'm always applying, like, business savvy to it, like, yeah, you can get 2 for
No,
1,
yeah.
you know?
It's too yeah, no, that is it's too It's too personal. There's a
Yeah.
lot more psychology when it comes to the sex toys than with not.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I don't.
yeah.
I've never partaken, but like, I'm just trying to like.
What? First, all you eat is sandwiches. Now you've never used a fleshlight. What kind of person are you, Gastor?
Okay, sandwiches satisfy me. Okay, that's all I need. Okay, damn it.
Oh my god.
Oh man. In other news, meet Corey Yomas, Dallas investment VP, who caught Aaron Judge's 60-second home run. That's right. Uh, Aaron Judge hit a 60-second home run in Game 2 of the Yankee doubleheader against the Rangers at Choctaw Stadium, and a lucky fan named Corey Humans. I've been saying that name wrong terribly. There, Humans came away from the ball. As he was whisked around the stadium by security, Humans was peppered with questions by reporters. Asked what he was going to do with the ball, Humans said, "That's a good question. I haven't thought about it. That's a terrible response. Why add that to the article?" Upon a follow-up question where he was asked if he was going to keep the ball or give it back to Judge, Humans, who was sporting a Texas Ranger cap, appeared to answer, "I don't know." These are horrendous answers. But let's see. Humans is a VP at a local branch of Fisher Investments. The ball is worth at minimum $2 million. Um, so yeah,
What?
yeah, this is a commemorative home. This is like a symbolic record he broke. Judge's 60-second home run gives him the American League record and the Yankee record, which shouldn't matter as
Mhm.
much to this guy because he's a Rangers fan. But the reason it's
Mhm.
a big deal is because the previous record was 61 by Roger Maris, who was a Yankee. And then it
Mhm.
was broken 3 times by Sammy Sosa broke it twice. Mark
Mhm.
McGuire broke it once.
I remember that race.
Yeah, and Barry Bonds broke it again. But all of those people are suspected or confirmed steroid users. So
Oh,
there's like
okay.
that whole debate on if their record is the legit record. And I'm sure you'll see a ton of articles come out this week about like this being the real record.
Huh. All right.
But yeah,
Okay.
it's
Wait,
$2 million baseball out there.
but real quick about Barry Bonds. Has he even discussed or alluded to the fact that he may have been juicing? Or
And
has
this,
he?
yeah, that's one of the things. Like I feel like everything about him does say he used, but no one's ever proven it, and he's never admitted it. Whereas I believe the
Mhm.
other two, like there's actual proof or admissions.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so there is like a difference there. To be clear, like if we are like going, by American court system, he has definitely not been proven to have used steroids, and he's never said that I used it. Whereas I believe Mark McGuire has admitted it.
Mm.
With that said, while he was a phenomenal player,
Mhm.
his home runs went up incredibly so at a time when physically you should be on a downward. Like all of
Okay.
his like home run records were all after like 35.
Right.
Whereas like there's players that like they're already falling out of the league and he's like hitting a higher peak than he ever had up to that point.
Right.
But I mean he got great trainers. Who knows? You can't
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he,
Great
he packed
trainers.
on
Okay.
30 pounds of muscle that one year. Um
Okay.
who knows?
Yeah,
Uh
sure. Yeah.
but admit again, he's never been caught. So you say what you want, the record's the record. But this is a cool moment. Um and yeah, there's a $2 million ball out there. My issue with this is like it's like this kind of highlighted how expensive baseball tickets are. That
Right.
like the guy that caught the ball is a VP at a financial investment firm. Like there's no
Mhm.
like beauty in that story of like, oh, this like
Right.
30-year-old
It's
kid that works in a newsroom or something trying to come up. Like this isn't gonna change his life.
right.
This is just another millionaire that caught a ball. Um,
Another millionaire that caught a ball. And we are mentioning the dollar amount of the ball.
mhm.
You know what I mean? It also feels like we're just talking about one of this guy's future investments
Yeah,
instead of a really cool thing that happened to someone, to a fan in the stands.
Yeah. It should have
Yeah.
been a beautiful moment. And like
Mhm.
now I know like this dude's just gonna buy like a yacht with this shit, and it's not
Right.
gonna mean the same. Um yeah, like I don't know. It kind of hurt a little bit that I was hoping even like in Texas where like I would assume the tickets cost less than New York, you would have a little bit more of a chance of a regular person catching it. But nah.
Well, how far up, I mean, are home runs normally hit in a spot where tickets are more expensive? Like if you wanted to buy a ticket in the band of seats that home runs tend to land in,
Mm.
are those tickets more expensive than other spots in the stadiums?
I
Do you
would
know what I
say,
mean?
yeah, I get you. Home run area, I would say it's cheaper than all but the area behind like the upper deck of home plate.
Right, that's
Um
what I thought.
yeah, like they tend to be affordable because even if you're on the first floor, which is the most expensive of the outfield
Mhm.
areas, you're still the furthest from most of the game.
Right,
So the only benefit of that is that if you catch a ball, it's a home run. That's
right.
the real peak of it. But
So then that's a strategic move to buy tickets, to buy seats in that area.
yeah, for sure. I would
Okay.
if you're into that part of the experience, that's definitely a part of it. Um but they do tend to be more affordable. Mind you, this is still expensive in general today. Like baseball tickets are insane.
Right.
But yeah, they should be the ones that are still like reasonable.
Mhm.
Um and I want to see like a regular dude catch this ball because they always do like an emotional like thing. Whereas
Yes.
like, like they'll be like, hey, like this is beautiful. It means a lot to the player. And like they
Mhm.
give away the ball to the player usually because they want the player to like have this special thing, and then the player gives like a overly nice gift of stuff to compensate for the fact that this guy is making a $2 million gift to a millionaire. Whereas this
Right.
guy's gonna like
Yeah, but
negotiate.
this is just, yeah, this is like 2 millionaires just trying to figure out a deal.
Yeah, like it's just not gonna be romanticized to me. Like it
Mhm.
loses that. Like I've always enjoyed that, like seeing like the players saying like, "Hey, I know like realistically you should keep this because it's like a life changing sum of money, but you're also like sincerely a fan of the game, so I'm gonna give you
Mhm.
every fan thing ever, in exchange for this ball that to me, while it's $2 million, will mean very little because I'm worth 200 million, but it gives me the emotional thing that I'm gonna give
Right.
you. Like it's a weird beauty in that. Like I don't know, like two people economically in very different statures helping each other emotionally, I think is
Mhm.
interesting to me. Um,
Uh,
you know,
well, if you want that kind of fuzzy moment, before we started recording, I just saw a clip of a dog catching a home run in the stands.
hell
So
yeah.
maybe that dog will get something out of it.
That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Unlimited treats, my man.
Yeah, yeah. He just kept holding on to the, and then like holding on to it like, okay, who's going to take it from me and throw it back out there? You
We
know,
just
he was
started it.
just like, "Oh,
Real
we
game
playing
of cat.
ball? Oh, we playing ball." Like, let's go.
Oh, y'all
And
hitting him on
everyone's
bats
yelling.
now?
Yeah, everyone's yelling around him, and oh my god! And the dog's like, "Okay, but someone take this ball so I can go get it."
Oh man. But congrats to Judge. It's a dope moment. As a Yankee fan, I'm hyped. But it's also like a weird thing that it also sucks that it happened in New York. That'd have been cool. And I hope the dude stays too. This is the other interesting part of all of that. He got offered a lot of money before the season started, but it wasn't nearly what he was worth. The only caveat is that he's 29, so like he
Mhm.
wanted a long contract, and that's usually been a mistake to reward.
Mhm.
Because the latter end of that contract tends to be like the player falling apart but still making like 40 million a year.
Right.
And he said no, and then has proceeded to have the one of like the greatest seasons ever. Like historically, he's been insanely good this year. And
Mhm.
now essentially it's gonna be an interesting game of the Yankees trying to keep him Not even because they value him as a player, but because they don't want to lose him to another team and look bad, because it'll prove that they're no longer the only economic kingpins. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. He set that up by hitting this home run.
Oh, wow. That there's a lot of weight on
Hell
this
yeah.
ball.
Yeah, because there's like a billionaire and on the Mets for the first time. That's like the owner there. So like he could just say, "Yeah, I'm gonna just throw the bank at this dude," just as like a big fu to the Yankees. Like, yeah, now we out
Mhm.
here, gang, gang. You know,
Man, this is all very confusing.
it's basically like Succession for athletes.
Oh, see, I don't even watch Succession because I was like, couldn't you just have taken care of this in 1 or 2 meetings? Why are there 3 seasons of this bullshit? And then if the old man didn't die, what are we doing? Just shore it up. Get it down. Get it notarized, and now we don't have to worry about this shit anymore. So maybe I'm not the right audience for.
Yo, shot in the writer's room. That would have been awesome. Yeah. Why are we doing 3 seasons of this shit?
Yeah, I know. I absolutely would not last because I'm just like, this is stupid. They're all rich, ain't they? They white anyway. What's the problem? Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go far.
That's not the writer's room for you, Shot.
No, I guess not. I think that might not be the case. No.
In other news, women who allegedly helped arrange migrant flights to Martha's Vineyard, identified by CNN as a former Army counterintelligence agent, Perla Huerta. That's right. Perla, the woman who allegedly helped arrange migrant flights from Texas to Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts, has been identified by CNN as Perla Huerta, who served as the counterintelligence agent. About 50 migrants were flown last month from Texas to Martha's Vineyards on 2 planes organized by Florida's Republican governor as part of his criticism of the federal government's immigration and border security policies. Attorneys for the migrants have filed a class action lawsuit saying they were misled in agreeing to the flights after being told they'd be arriving to housing, jobs, and help with the immigration process. No one on Martha's Vineyard knew they were coming, according to local officials. A woman named Perla offered clothes, food, and money to one migrant who had been living on the streets of San Antonio, Texas, in exchange for finding other people who would go on the flight to Massachusetts. The migrant told
Ooh.
CNN. Yeah, the recruiter was unaware of any deception and later felt betrayed by Perla. A friend of Huerta confirmed to CNN the woman in the photos provided to CNN by a migrant to be Huerta. And a New York Times report, other migrants have identified Huerta from pictures taken of her in San Antonio. So yeah, there's a lot of like different news sources coming together for this. Huerta served in the U.S. Army for more than 20 years, according to U.S. Army spokesperson Madison Bonzo. Huerta served as a combat medic specialist and a counterintelligence agent and in the regular army from April of 2002 to August of 2022.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are gonna be some turncoats. You know what I mean?
Yo, straight up. She
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you hear? I don't know if you have a news story about this because, frankly, I didn't look. I'm twisted in the pretzel. I can't even get to the computer. But did you see that now since Hurricane Ian, um, DeSantis in Florida is like, hey, is there any way we could get some of those migrants to come down here to Florida to help us rebuild?
Oh my God.
I'm just like, fuck that dude. Nah,
Yo,
let him drown. Let him drown.
yo.
And
Nah,
I'm sure there are people in Florida that I know and possibly love. I'm not sure. But that dude, let him drown.
yo, real talk, B. Give him the
Yeah.
shovels. Give him the pick. Give him all the stuff he needs to like build his stuff. Let him
He
do his
can't
thing.
build anything. Did you see the picture of him in white boots, like touring the my man had on the Dallas Cowboy 4s. like he had on these oh my god, these knee-high like wellies like rain boots, but they were all white. He was wearing all blue, gubernatorial blue, Um, and then he had these white boots from the knees, just straight up Marty Marr, Jerome, look at the white shoes, look at the white shoes, these boots. And they are ridiculous. And he's going to tour things, and he just looked like a go-go dancer. He looked like a go-go dancer. And honestly, I'm sorry to go-go dancers for that comparison. Um, you're doing great work. We need. This guy, not so much.
I believe his wife had matching boots too.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, like
That's wild.
they had like a similar like outfit, like him
Oh
and the
boy.
missus on the trip. So, I was wondering if that was like a concession, like, yo, we could go matching, to this natural disaster. We should look cute,
I mean, look, I have nothing against knee-high white boots necessarily.
Yeah.
It's never been my aesthetic, but it just seemed like a lot. It just seemed like a lot. I'm like, are these your normal? And they were pristine. They were out the
No.
box. So I'm like, so these aren't your rain boots. Then these are not the rain boots you have as somebody who lives in Florida. You don't have any type of rain boots that you could wear. Like these are, and they weren't like waders. I don't think they make like bright white waders for you to go out fly fishing in or anything like that. They're just, unlined Uggs. Just wow.
You can't make it up, man. People make decisions. When I see stuff like this, like I know we joked about my sandwich situation earlier.
Uh-huh.
It makes me happy that like sandwiches are the weird thing I have in my life. Like I could be this dude with boots just out here, like this could be the weird like hole in my game that like I don't understand why people aren't with me. Be like, what you mean these look bad? Like that could be me. So like, yeah, I'm taking in too many sandwiches in my life. I hear you.
Sure. Yeah. No. It's not that you're taking in too many sandwiches. It's just I think the pedestal you have them all on is very high, and I think you would be surprised to know that the pedestal is not that high elsewhere in any other city. But that's the only thing. I'm not poo-pooing your sandwich love. I'm just saying it's a bit much. It's a lot. Take it on the road, see how it floats. But yeah. Anywho, in regard to this lady, look, man, don't trust bitches. I don't know what to tell you. Don't trust them. I feel like that's the lesson here.
I love that applies to like ex counterintelligence agents and also like for people dating, like
yeah, just be careful out here.
Be
and
careful.
that's gender inclusive. That's everybody.
Oh
I don't trust you. You come up to me in the street talking about you got a place for me to stay if I could find other. Why can't you find people? You found me. What's going on?
Keep it moving.
I don't trust you. Yeah,
nah, B. Ain't using me.
I'm not doing your work for you. How about that? I'm not doing your work for you.
In other news, Poland demands $1.3 trillion in World War II reparations from Germany. Poland's foreign minister on Monday signed an official note to Germany requesting the payment of about $1.3 trillion in reparations for the damage incurred by occupying Nazi Germans during World War II. Zygmunt Rau said the note will be handed to Germany's foreign ministry. The signing comes on the eve of Rau's meeting in Warsaw with German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock, who will attend the security conference. Rau said the note expresses his views that the two sides should take action without delay to address the effects of Germany's 1939-45 occupation in a lasting and complex, legally binding as well as material way. He said that would include German reparations as well as solving the issue of looted artworks, archives, and bank deposits. Respect. He said Berlin should make efforts to inform German society about the true picture of the war and its disastrous effects on Poland.
Okay, I mean, I hear. Are we taking notes? First of all, did Germany has paid out reparations? Yes.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. Huh.
I feel like they have to family members, um any family members related to anyone who has gone through the Holocaust.
Yeah, you're right. 63 billion euros, the equivalent of 87.9 billion as of today.
Oh
Were paid
wow,
out
okay.
to individuals up until 2005.
Okay. So it can be done then, America. So yeah, so I guess Poland didn't get a cut of that, or is this just Poland, and this is just Poland in general, not Jewish people, but just Poland, just like, hey, y'all came marching through here and fuck shit up, right? We want money for that. That's what's happening. That's what this is.
Yeah, I'm assuming. Like,
Okay.
yo, we
All
need
right.
more.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, good luck to them, and I hope they work that out. And Germany has shown that they'll cut a little check here or there. So good luck.
No
Um,
respect.
but I mean, honestly, you know me, I where's my shit? So that's what I'm concerned with. Did America in general just see this news and just flip the newspaper over, like turn over the iPad, like, ugh, or close the tab? Like, it can be done. It can be done. So let's
So
get to it.
yeah, I'm on board with this in general. I think this makes sense.
Also, there's been so much war and looting and stuff. I feel like everybody should be cutting everybody a check. Like
Yeah.
everyone's just going to be like, "Here's your money order," or "Wait, let me Venmo you this." Like,
how much you came up? Word? My bad. I
yeah,
forgot about
yeah. Just the cash apps should be hopping. National official national cash app accounts should be hopping all the time. Just like, oh yeah, no, you know what? I woke up this morning. I remembered that we stole this thing from you. Let me go on and send you a little something for that. Oh, appreciate you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a Ryan Reynolds movie about that, right? Like, yeah. I'm so sincere. He was like a lawyer for like some old lady who had her painting stolen.
Oh, okay. That kind of sounds familiar. I don't know. I feel like you could say there's a Ryan Reynolds movie about that, and you're absolutely right. No matter what it is, he probably made a movie about it.
Oh man. Fun fact, by the way, when I initially added this article to our list of
Mhm.
articles cover, I thought it was Portland that was demanding $1.3 trillion. I was like, yo, y'all are out there. Respect.
And it turns out it's Poland.
Yeah, like
Why do you think Portland wanted money from Germany?
I feel like they just thought it was the right thing. Like they were going to like handle the distributions. It seemed like Portland energy. Like, like they were like, yo, y'all done wrong. Give us this. We'll send it to the right people.
Wow. Okay.
No.
That's interesting. I
Yeah.
don't know how you got there.
I don't know. I admittedly, Poland doesn't come up a lot in my news circle.
Yeah,
So
no, that's
like,
fair. That's fair. So I could see where you would hop to Portland.
yeah,
Sure.
that just seemed believable to me. Like Portland demands 1.3 trillion. Yeah, I've seen them do a lot of stuff. Portland
Wait.
be in the news.
Okay. All right. Now, which Portland are we talking about? West Coast or East Coast?
Although in this case, I think it
Mhm.
has to be West Coast, but their culture's similar. I'm pretty like
Okay.
Portland, Maine, and Portland, Oregon. They got like a lot of like things I enjoy about both. But
Okay.
this part of it is Portland, Oregon.
Feels West Coast. Yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can fully see, I think if they read this article, they would be like, yo, we should be helping Poland. How can we like do something,
Perhaps, but I just need to know where their black people are. No offense, Portland. I'm sure there's someone listening who is from Portland. I've only been to Portland once, and it was for a comedy festival. And I mean, black people like to laugh, so I don't know where you were hiding them. Where were they?
Yo, they got beautiful real estate too, by the way. Like when I was considering leaving New York, Portland had like a lot of houses. I was like, oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah,
I could do that.
Yeah, I know you're out there.
Hell
Black
yeah.
folks. Portland black folks. I know you are. I have faith in you.
Hell yeah. Hit me up if y'all got sandwich spots, it'll it changed my considerations, I don't know why
Oh
it's not listed
boy.
on Zillow. It should be the first thing. I don't want to know about your school ratings. How close are you to sandwiches? Like, it should be how every Zillow listing starts.
Oh
4
my
bedrooms, 3
god.
sandwich shops. That's what I want to know. You wasting times with bathrooms. Okay, come on, B. I need 2 max. Let's go.
Oh
In other news,
jeez.
mock slave auction prompts a high school to forfeit the football season. Jesus. California high school will forfeit the rest of its varsity football season after some players were captured on video appearing to act out a slave auction of their black teammates. The Yuba City Unified School District first forfeited last Friday's game after administrators became aware of the video. Superintendent Doreen Osumi said in a statement. The district later said it would forfeit the rest of the season after banning the involved team members from playing. The mock auction at River Valley High School appeared organized, suggesting that the students planned the situation without considering that it was disgraceful. Reenacting a slave sale as a prank tells us that we have a great deal of work to do with our students so they can distinguish between intent and impact. Osumi said they may have thought of this skit as funny, but it was not. It is unacceptable and requires us to look honestly and deeply at the issues of systematic racism. District administrators did not answer questions about how many students were involved, what specifically the video showed, and where the recording was shared. The incident, which took place roughly 38 miles north of Sacramento, was previously reported. Mock slave auctions in schools, some sanctioned by officials and others not, have come under increased scrutiny in recent years. As the United, what? Like, what is okay? I did not expect this pivot. Okay. In recent years, as the United States struggles to respond to its history of racism and fractures over how much its past sins still shape it, schools have been particularly heated settings for these arguments as politicians in Republican led states seek to ban lessons that suggest that racism is systematic in the United States.
All right.
Yo,
Yeah, that's great. Whatever for that last one. Here's my question. Who are they pranking?
yeah.
What's the if it's a prank or it's a sketch? Who's the sketch for?
Mm,
Why did they why did they do this? Do you know what I mean? Not just like in a how could you think that this is funny? Because I've known enough idiot people to see how someone would think that this was funny.
hmm
Especially in high school.
Yeah.
That's really when it shines. Because it's not refined yet. You don't know. You haven't figured out how to refine the racism.
Yeah.
You just know that it's still funny. That's something you're not supposed to say or do, and that's funny to you. Um, but what was the occasion that
Mm,
they got so far into doing this that there's tape of them doing it? That someone was able to record them doing it, and at no point did someone not stop that like immediately. Where were the grown-ups in this?
right.
Like it, and even if it was another kid who was just stepped up and was like, "Y'all are fucking insane, stop this." Where was that voice
Yeah.
in any person? Like, why did it take someone recording it and then it perhaps leaking into spots where it wasn't supposed to be? Like, why did they do this? What was the prank on?
I don't
And
get it.
were the black kids who were part of it in on it, or what? Like, how? That's what I need to have broken down. Like, who who okayed it enough that they felt good doing it?
Yeah. I'm always curious with this stuff too, because like this is like that weird age where like if they're a high school team, the age swings a lot here, but I definitely think like for example, if they were like freshmen, I could
Mhm.
see a kid thinking it's wrong and not being comfortable stepping up and saying like,
Sure.
"Yo, clip this."
Right.
I think that's a skill that you develop with time, knowing to like be comfortable with that awkwardness.
Right.
But yeah, to your point, I'd be curious about like how many black kids to white kids were here, that they felt like they could bring this on and kind of force an awkward dynamic here. I'd be curious, like to your point, where this took place. Like to hold a
Yeah.
slave auction, like you need a lot of space. Like, this ain't
Right.
happening in the bedroom. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
this is
Yeah, this isn't just like a TikTok. This
yeah,
is like there are production values with this. You need
straight
at
up.
least a platform.
Yeah.
You need, if not chains, then you need construction paper taped together as chains. Like
Mhm.
you there are props. There's a thing.
And I seen your
There-
TikToks. I know y'all did this if this video's out there. Because it had to be
yes.
clear to old people that this was a slave auction. That means,
Right.
like, adults
Yeah.
that, like, saw this video instantly knew, "Oh, this is wrong
Oh,
because
this
it's
is
this." Yeah.
yikes. Yeah. So
So y'all went hard.
that means there was costuming. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There were decisions made. There were production. There were directorial. There were artistic decisions made in order for you to do this. Who was your audience?
Mm.
Was it just for the camera, or was it or people? Like, how did this work? I those are the things I need to know, because that determines like the amount of pain I want inflicted on you.
Yeah.
How did this happen? Not just you guys don't get to play football for the rest of the season. Womp womp, but it's probably already almost over. And also,
Basically.
if you didn't, like, were there actual black kids involved, or did y'all do the blackface and
Mhm.
then black kids saw it and they were like, "Oh, I'll be damned if I'm playing with them again." I mean, like, how does this
Yeah. Did you
work?
talk about black kids that you knew, but they weren't there?
Right.
There's so many layers
Yeah.
to it.
There's a lot going on, and it's all wrong, but it's also just like, who
Mhm.
who okayed this? Who okayed this?
And I'm kinda mad that, like, the school is taking the hit and not the students. Because those students are still gonna apply for regular, like, jobs and nobody gonna know.
Yeah, it's never the kids. The kids, they didn't know any better. They
Yeah.
thought they were doing something funny, and I'm like, them kids knew better.
Mhm.
Them kids knew better.
Straight up.
They absolutely did.
Ain't fooling me.
Yeah. Yeah, they know better. How they even know what a slave auction is? They knew enough, and especially in high school age. If we're talking like to your point, freshman, you don't feel comfortable saying anything. You're like 14.
Right.
You're new in this situation, blah, blah, blah. You 16, you 17, you're 18. All you're looking to do when you're a teenager is just fucking rebel.
Mhm.
You want to do just the opposite of what people want you to do, which is hopefully be a good person. You want to do the opposite of that because you're tired of people telling you what to do. You know best. You're grown. Yada yada yada. Whatever kind of wild shit I said to my parents. So
Okay.
yeah, like that's not even, you're pushing buttons
Yeah.
and you're doing this on purpose. This was there's no right now, especially in what we've gone through for the past couple of years, there's no such thing as an accidental slavery auction joke.
Yeah.
What's an accidental slavery auction sketch? Get all the way the fuck out of here. Whoops.
Yeah.
I done tripped into a racist sketch.
With multiple parts and actors.
With props and lighting.
Yeah.
Get out. Nope.
They didn't say they cut one player. They said they had the season got canceled because of how many people was involved in it. So there's a lot of people that could have been like,
there's
yo,
a lot of people.
this ain't the move. You know?
Everybody.
And even if like you were silly in the moment of like when the conception of the idea, at some point, like you were acting this out. I promise you it wasn't a one take. You had like cuts, like you had like time, like
yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you went to the snack table.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got everybody's in trouble. The editor, whoever brought Crafty, the cameraman,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
the makeup artist, everybody, whoever did hair, all of y'all.
Yeah, nah. Stop these racist union jobs, okay?
Yeah, exactly. This better not accounted for SAG. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm not. Just in general, by the way, I don't know if I could ever take a role in those type of films. Just because I'm always like weirdly like thinking that like someone working on it is like, yo, this is dope though, right?
Right? Yeah. No,
Like, nah, man, I can't.
No, this isn't. No.
Finally, Ketanji Brown Jackson grabs the spotlight in her first Supreme Court session. That's right. simply by taking the bench. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson made history on Monday, but as the Supreme Court kicked off its new term, she also sent the message that she has no intent of being a shrinking violet despite her newcomer status. Jackson waited less than 8 minutes before jumping into the fray as her
My
colleagues.
girl.
Hell yeah. Do this slave auction shit around her in high school.
First of all,
oh yeah, go ahead,
fuck
Jackson.
you, bitch, and the click she clay, all of that. She just come in, just first things first.
Hell yeah. Jumping into the fray as her colleagues grappled with a dispute about the scope of federal agencies. In fact, the court's newest justice politely dominated the questioning at the outset of Monday's section. Why is it that your conception of this does not relate in any way to Congress's primary objective? Jackson asked of Damian Schiff, the lawyer defending landowners seeking a narrow interpretation of federal power. Do you dispute that the primary objective, as stated in the statute, is that Congress cared about making sure that the chemical, physical, and biological integrity of the nation's waters was protected? Yo, she came out with bars, B. Jackson remained an active questioner throughout the argument, scoring assists from several colleagues. Indeed, Jackson was so vocal that her questioning helped extend the planned 1 hour of arguments to 2 hours. Jackson seemed to realize she was testing Chief Justice John Roberts' patience. After Roberts called on her well into the argument, she looked a bit sheepish and prefaced one of her questions was sorry. Then she asked 2 follow-up questions. Gangster. Yeah, I respected this. It's come out swinging. Let people know you here. I'm all about this.
Yeah,
lady.
they ain't been doing no work.
Real
they ain't been
talk.
doing no. I mean, that's not true. They've clearly been doing work.
Yeah.
It's just not a work that we like. But yeah, there are challenges. I feel like people have Sotomayor, which I love saying in that way, has definitely been like, y'all are on some bullshit over there. And they're like, yap, you always talking. And now there's like just some energy coming their way. And I feel like the right side is just like, hey, we're still in charge. We still make, and I feel like Ketanji's just like, yeah, no, I get it. You're going to vote however you vote, but I just want to make sure I lay everything out on the record in front of everybody, and I want everybody to answer these logical questions in the most logical way that you can. And if you can't, I just want that noted as well. That nothing that they're saying makes any fucking sense. I just want to make sure we all see it, right? We see it. I brought it out because y'all weren't asking them nothing, and everything was just like blah, blah, blah. Nah. I just want to make sure it's out there.
I'm excited to see them have to like adjust all these estimated meeting times. They were, they were like,
I know, they're like, oh shit. I had already scheduled a massage. Now I gotta cancel that and fucking I didn't even bring a pen here. Does someone got a pen for me? Like, yeah, they were probably not even prepared. Like, I don't have my reading glasses. I ain't doing nothing.
Yo, y'all ain't talked to her before? This ain't how it goes.
Yeah, what is this? This bitch making us work.
No. Thought we had an arrangement. It was cool, B. I don't even got my pants on the suit,
I know, right? People showed up in their robe and a pair of swim trunks just like, oh, shit. I was not prepared.
She's chilling, B. You know what I mean? I'm out here, robes and Air Jordans, man. She's messing up the vibe. So catch a quick run after this, 1 hour meeting.
Oh, man.
Now, much respect. Good luck to her. Sincerely, I know it's going to be an endurance game, too, because she has to kind of keep up this energy throughout for quite some time.
I think she can do it.
But,
look,
yeah.
If she had the energy to get to where she could be chosen for this, she just shifted in a new gear.
Yeah, she hyped right now.
It took her a minute to even get in there. Oh, she changed the way she meditates. Do you understand me? Her affirmations are different. Her vision board is totally different. It's not handwritten anymore. This bitch is typing out her shit on her vision board. You get it? She's next level. She done leveled up.
Yo, real talk. I challenge you to find a picture of Ketanji looking moderately tired or sleepy. You can't. Like she is
Yeah.
always like A game. I'm on it. Like she looks like she just had like 8 cups of coffee always. She is
She's
ready.
absolutely on it. And if she even starts to look sleepy, she's already changed her makeup
That's it.
style, so she's already hidden the bags. It's gone. It's done. She's done.
Straight up.
It's it.
She
She's
consistently
in
looks
it.
sharp
She
on
is
her A
here.
game. I am a fan. I'm here for this. This is the new
Yeah.
era, baby. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, y'all gonna actually be answering questions now. Okay.
And I bet you scared. Why are they scared? Gastor, why are people scared of black women? I know that's a wild question to ask at the very end of an episode, but why?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why?
Black women have always been
Why?
good to me.
Yeah, I know that's what the website said.
Yeah. Took them on great dates. They always had lotion. You know,
Right.
got similar interests. I don't know. I love y'all. Y'all are dope.
Oh, jeez.
If you would like for more members of the Supreme Court justice to be forced to hang out with awesome black women, to get to know them, you know?
Not Clarence, though.
Not Clarence.
We don't want that.
Nah, he ain't
He's
about
a lost cause. He hadn't spoken in years.
that.
He ain't about to speak now, even though his wife is all wrapped up in some shit that he may have to rule on, which he should recuse himself, but he won't.
He won't. He
He
won't.
won't because he's hard-headed.
He know you're gonna hear about that at home, even though that shouldn't be the reason.
Yeah, that's wild. Either you're going to hear it from the press or you got to hear it from crazy eyes that you married.
Choices haunt you, baby.
Oh, boy.
Could have had a frugal person. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you are an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You believe in Clarence. You think he's gonna make a comeback this late and get no. He's far gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
It's over.
Just go ahead and give us the 5 stars. Don't give us 4
Just give us
stars.
the 5, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
If you have any articles you want us to cover, DMs directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shouts this week to Jenny Darr and Lori McDaniel. Much appreciate y'all for sharing articles as always. With all that said, I am big fan of Ketanji Gastor Almonte with future Supreme Court Justice Shalewa Sharpe.
And when they start taking college dropouts, when they start doing that.
Hey, listen, I already proved you don't need to go to law school, Sha. Believe in yourself, baby. You can do this, okay?
Okay.
It's going to happen, baby.
I'm just going to be up there in a black robe reading tea leaves, trying to figure this out. Okay.
I'm putting it into the universe. You know,
okay.
Chief Justice Shalewa Sharpe. You know, somehow you're going to still fit in the war reporting schedule. I don't know how it works.
I don't know.
I got dreams. Yeah. Okay. Catch y'all next time. Peace.